Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I gotta say the subscriptions are mounting as we speak, but we're not at 30,000 subscribers yet. And guys, a Ledger Nano X could be yours if we reach 30,000 subscribers by March 15th. You will be eligible to win a Ledger Nano X. If we cannot reach 30,000 by the 15th, I will push it to the 31st and I will give away an S instead. So if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, now's a chance to subscribe. I will give you more details as the days go on in this. From the XRP Arcade, Ripple's BitPay partnership pays dividends. XRP is now available to 100,000 retailers. So this published a couple of days ago now from the XRP Arcade, that's Leonidas' website. BitPay is the world's largest provider of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency payment services. They partnered with Ripple back in 2019 in October, and at that point what they were doing was allowing BitPay to support XRP natively, to enable thousands of businesses to accept XRP for payments through BitPay's merchant processing platform. Then in January 2020, BitPay announced the launch of XRP payments and cross-border transfers, with added support for XRP to the BitPay Wallet app. E-commerce site Gifter and international nonprofit Care were among the first on board. And then only a short few weeks later, the BitPay partnership brings more positive news for Ripple and XRP. According to the press release, BitPay's Bitcoin and cryptocurrency payments will be integrated with Point's smart terminal point-of-sale devices at more than, get this guys, 100,000 Point retailers worldwide. So with just the scan of a QR code at checkout, customers can now pay merchants using Point's devices with the currency of their choice, and one of those currencies will include XRP. BitPay's blockchain payment rails integrate seamlessly with Point's smart terminals to make the checkout experience quicker, easier, and more secure than paying with legacy methods like credit cards or cash. So on the partnership, BitPay CEO and co-founder Stephen Payer said, "We're thrilled to team up with Point, who's proven to be a real driver of point-of-sale innovation." So here we go, guys, the beginning. Being able to pay with cryptocurrency on a massive scale for the masses. This is becoming mainstream before our eyes. And even though not a lot of people own cryptocurrency today, what they are presuming, what they are now suggesting is that it will go that way. More people will be holding cryptocurrencies. We're seeing people use cash less and less, and essentially digital asset utilization will become commonplace in the 2020s and beyond. Now, whether you hold Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin or XRP, a lot of these cryptocurrencies will be integrated within the wallet. Interesting to see XRP is one of the top cryptocurrencies. So that's amazing news. And what about the trend, right? We've been seeing some great bullish momentum for the beginning of 2020. And did you know that there was a LAMBO line indicator? Yes, Bitcoin's LAMBO line indicator suggests a bull market is inbound. So this has to do with some kind of blog post on Reddit. And as it turns out, the Reddit mention query was amended from Lamborghini to Lambo for obvious reasons. And then the search was focused on certain cryptocurrency related subreddits. So what this is suggesting is that every time the word Lambo is mentioned, there is actually a correlation with Bitcoin price. And not only that, there were a couple of times, well, I'll get to it in the article. After all, why would there be a link between Bitcoin price and Lambo mentions from people who don't talk about Bitcoin? When those parameters were applied, there did indeed seem to be some noticeable correlation between the two. And you guys can see it here, the Bitcoin price chart in line with Lambo mentions back in mid-2017 actually shot up before Bitcoin price rose. And then we saw Bitcoin price rise to all-time highs by the end of 2017. And Lambo mentions lagging after that. And then sure enough, a decline as both Lambo mentions and Bitcoin prices declined in tandem. At a glance, the Lambo line appears to be a lagging indicator that trails around a month behind Bitcoin's price movement. However, on closer inspection, you can see that on 2 occasions, the Lambo line actually became a front runner for the leading crypto asset. So if you are lucky and you are tracking the word Lambo mentioned on Reddit, you may be able to predict Bitcoin price. And I think that this isn't just for Bitcoin because we know Bitcoin's the leading indicator for the entire crypto market. You may be able indeed to predict the crypto market trend as well. So this is all kind of silly, right, for a Sunday? Nevertheless, I have to talk about XRP price and the fact that we have seen quite bullish momentum since the beginning of the year. This is great considering 2018 was essentially a bust, and most of 2019 as well, we saw nothing but a downtrend, right? XRP was lagging amongst its peers in the in terms of gains in 2019, whereas some coins were gaining minuscule amounts. Bitcoin, obviously the leader in gains in 2019. XRP didn't really do too much. Well, now XRP is among the top coins in 2020 to make gains. But what are we going to see from here, right? This is the question. How high will it go and when? Well, guys, I'm going to take you through some chart patterns. And so we have here XRP on the weekly on the log scale. Okay, and you know, none of this is going to predict the future, of course. However, we do tend to see trends repeat themselves through bull markets, through bear markets, and it's just because human psychology doesn't change. People tend to trade the same way they did 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 15 years ago. It doesn't matter, okay? Human psychology, the way we behave, the way we think about our investments, the way we think about money, in some cases, the way some people think about getting rich quick versus getting rich slow, all this is reflected on charts. So essentially all charts is human psychology mapped on the page. And so to get back to it, this is XRP on the weekly. Now, I know we like to take trends and map them over certain periods of time. I know we like to take trends that happen later on and see if we can project anything based on that. So I'm going to take some bars here and copy some of the first trends we saw with XRP over the early years. So 2013 to about 2017, okay, when we saw that bull run. And I'm just going to take that, and you guys can see that we're already seeing the same pattern kind of form, right? If you guys can see here. Now, again, it's not going to be a carbon copy, but you can see the same patterns emerge. And so whether there's a 6-month difference or a 6-week difference, it kind of doesn't really matter. What we really want to see though are the patterns. And so I'm just going to put this down here just to show you guys, right? So we have the uptrend here, okay, right, happening right now, and the uptrend from 2014. You guys can see it declined a bit, right? We can see it decline, a dip, the double dip down here, double bottom with a shoot up to here, okay? That kind of reflects over here, same kind of move up back in September 2018, right before the X-Rapid announcement. Okay, then we saw another decline before a sharp move up here. So, we saw that in the past, a decline before another move up. Okay, more meandering down here, and now we're seeing another move up. And so the same thing here, right? We kind of just were meandering before a sharp move up. Now, what does this mean and how are we going to plot this? Well, it's interesting because you can plot all-time highs over here. You can kind of pick somewhere in the middle if you want, because essentially we don't know when we're going to move up fully. But what I'm going to suggest to you is we are going to vacillate between that 40-cent mark at the high and about 25 cents. I know you guys probably don't want to hear that, but I think that that is realistic. And I'll show you how I'm looking at this. So if you look at the trend back in the past, okay, we saw the decline, the recent low before the move up, okay, and we can see it here. It was a low of about 0.004 cents, okay, back in November 2015. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll bring it over here. So what I'm talking about is around here, okay? And so we had that low, and XRP, you know, vacillated. It moved up to about 0.88 cents and then back down to around 0.005, 0.008, 0.005, right before that sharp move up. Well, the same thing is happening here, right? And what I want to do is I want to take that absolute low that we saw back in December, okay, right before this sharp move up. And XRP went as low as 0.174 cents, okay, way back in December 2019. We moved our way up to about 20 cents, right, vacillating in this 19 to 20 cent mark before we started to see a significant rise. So let's go back to the log graph now, and we're going to take this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the absolute low point here for the trend right back in 2015, 2016, and I'm going to stick that right over top of the low that we saw recently, okay, back in December. So that low is going to match with that low. Now you can see this isn't a perfect, again, like I say, it isn't a perfect carbon copy of each other, but you can see the trends are kind of lining up a little. We can see the uptrend back from 2017, copy that over the uptrend from 2014, down and then up, another movement down. But what I'm seeing here, guys, is that we are going to vacillate. So right now we're up here in the 30s, but you guys can see here at the top, if you want to kind of put a line there, at the top, we can see the upward echelon of this trend being at around 40 cents. And down here, we can see it hitting about 20, let's call it about 25 cents, give or take. And you can see, guys, if I zoom in here for you guys, you can see that XRP is vacillating within that pattern before another significant move up. Okay, let me bring up the other chart here. And so I've already outlined it here for you guys. This is 25 cents and this is 40 cents. And if we zoom out a bit, you guys can see this is the trend. And the reason I'm picking these numbers is because these are significant resistance and support levels as well. The 25 cent mark we can see back here in 2018 hit a couple of times here, okay, before we really moved up to that 76, I think it was 76.3 $0.93 mark right before the X Rapid release. Okay, and then we came back down and we saw a lot of vacillating, okay, in between that zone before we popped up over there. Then we came back down and we hit those lows that we were talking about back in December. And now we're back up. And so guys, what I think is going to happen seriously is we are going to see this before a moonshot, okay? So be prepared for it. I know it's not a popular opinion, but when that moonshot happens, this is what we have to be ready for, because when that moonshot happens, we are going to go and retrace at all-time highs, as you guys can see here. So this is the trend projection here, going to retrace at about $3. And you guys can see that will retrace approximately to where the all-time high for XRP was before we bounce back down. And then what will happen, we will go up to over $18 per XRP. Okay, this line is denoting $18 per XRP. Okay, let me just label it here for you guys. 1851, 1816, so okay, give or take roughly $18 per XRP. Okay, so first things first, vacillating between 40 cents and 25 cents, right down in here. Then we're gonna come up to that $3 mark. We're gonna retrace, come back down to roughly about $1.25. $1.25, $1.35, give or take. Then we're going to shoot up to $18 plus per XRP. Now, I don't know the timing on this, but if we go from the history on this chart, this is likely going to happen next spring. So the following spring after this coming spring. So May 2021. I don't know, is waiting till May 2021 too long to reach $18? The way I look at this is that we are still going to vacillate between 25 cents and 40 cents for a while. A great opportunity to accumulate before the big boom. And again, remember guys, this is not financial advice and anything can happen. This is just based purely on a technical analysis model, not taking into account other things like black swan events, real world utility, and anything else that could possibly happen in the crypto space. Anyways guys, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to be eligible for the Ledger Nano S giveaway. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.